Charles Oliveira felt disrespected by the UFC after being stripped of his lightweight title before his fight with Justin Gaethje at UFC 274 due to a scale controversy. He was 0.5 pounds over the limit despite making weight the night before and submitted Gaethje in round 1. What the UFC did was straight up disrespectful, Oliveira expressed, frustrated by not being informed about potential scale issues earlier.
Certain things, but a lot of people want to know what happened with the Justin Gaethje, the stripping of the belt. Is that, you know, did he feel that it was called for? Because we were talking about that early, and Rampage and Chuck are both champions, and I feel like that whole thing didn't seem right.
Said that what he thought the UFC did was straight up disrespectful, because he always likes to make his weight Thursday the night before, so he already had the confidence. He already checked his weight. He was already on weight, but he was already hearing rumors around, not just by him but other people and the other fighters as well, but that the scale was discalibrated, so the weight wasn't right. They even got the UFC sent emails to them, but when they opened up the emails talking about it, they say that they sent those emails, but when he opened the emails were empty, so they didn't really have proof. So yeah, he always was confident when they came back to the hotel when he was 0.8 missing. So he came back to the hotel and he just thought it was weird because that's what the scale was saying it. So yeah, he just thought it was a very awkward situation, and he felt disrespected that day. Yeah, so he said that the night before, when they were playing the scale, first of all, it was the main event, so he felt like he should have been the first person to know if the scale was messed up or not. They should have let him know. I felt like he felt disrespected by they not doing that. So when they said that he had to lose that 0.8, he came back to the hotel room and started doing what he needed to do to get some sweat off, and he had to do one of the things he hated the most, which we all know is the fucking the hot tub. He didn't want to do the bathtub, and you know, he soaked in there for a minute, and then his underwear was all wet. He went down to weight again, and then he was about to jump on the scale again. His underwear was all wet, and they say, "Yo, take it off because that's gonna cause some weight." So he was already 0.2, about to overweight. So when he went up in the scale, underwear off and everything, it was already still on 0.2. So that's when he knows something was wrong with the scale. Mm-hmm. So yeah, he just thought that the UFC did a misjustice with him, and you know, he just wish he had a fair chance. But the night after that, he showed why he was champion, and that's how he got the win.
Before we continue, make sure to leave a like on the video to help support the channel. Dan Hooker shared his thoughts on the UFC 313 co-main event against Justin Gaethje. When asked why the fight was 5 rounds, he said, "The UFC wants to see someone die. Both fighters are absolutely crazy in the octagon, and even though it's not up for grabs, this feels like a BMF fight for many fans."
Any particular reason why it's 5 rounds?
I just think the UFC wants to see someone die. I don't see. Yeah, I think they just want to. They want to finish it. They want this fight as well. I feel like for the fans as well, they want to see this. They want to see someone go down. They want to see blood. They want to see round 4 and 5.
And you're happy to oblige?
I'm happy to oblige for money.
Yeah. Okay. So you do get compensated for this, yes? Even though it's not a main event.
Fucking A, brother. If you work overtime at your job.
Yeah. No, I would hope so.
If I was back in the kitchen factory and I stayed an extra couple hours, I'd expect another couple extra bucks in my back pocket, brother.
Yes, that is common sense. Sometimes it's not common sense, so I'm happy to hear that.
I'm not here for fun. I'm not here because I like you guys. I'm here.
Prize fighting.
Alex Pereira has expressed interest in fighting Jon Jones instead of a trilogy match with Israel Adesanya. Pereira stated, "Jon Jones, that's the fight I want."
A third fight in the UFC with Israel or Jon Jones? If you had to just pick one, which are you picking?
Se puder escolher uma, só uma. Uma terceira com a Adesanya ou Jon Jones, qual que você escolheria?
Jon Jones.
Why?
Por quê?
Porque, bom, já lutei 4 vezes com a Adesanya e, como eu falei, que era um desafio, né, um outro desafio, lutando no peso pesado, falando do campeão. Então acho que é o melhor cenário.
Because I already fought Israel 4 times and talk about Jon Jones is a new challenge and he's the champ.
He also shared a conversation he had with Jon Jones about setting up a UFC super fight, with Pereira saying, "Let's make the fight." The discussion suggests both fighters are interested in making it happen, though no official plans have been made yet.
Well, I don't know because, you know what I mean, it's not about only fight at heavyweight. At first I made that noise, now I think it can be a risk and not be a risk. I'm the champ, I want to fight the champ. So let's make the fight with John Jones.
Yes.
That's the fight that I want for heavyweight.
That's the one you want. Do you think it could happen this year?
Anything's possible. A lot of things, you know, I thought could not happen with me, so who knows?
After his win over Stipe, was there any talk with you about fighting him next?
Before his John Jones fight, they actually talked, right? About possible fighting, some things like that, but then they didn't talk no more.
Who's they? UFC?
Him and John Jones.
Oh, you talked together?
More random talk, not too much about fighting, but on the phone.
You speak on the phone with John Jones? You're friends?
Not a friend, not somebody that I talk with on regular, but somebody that I respect, and I know that he respects me. There's mutual respect.
Mm-hmm. He says that he wants to fight you next, and he would rather fight you than Tom Aspinall. When he says that, do you think it's because he thinks that you are a more winnable fight than Aspinall? Why do you think he says this?
I think because, you know what I mean, it's about the momentum and also the risk. It's a risk. Fighting Aspinall was going to win from there. It's another, like he says, another title fight, right? Mm-hmm. But fighting Alex is a much bigger achievement. So I think it's the weight of the fight, right? And I think after that, he said he can beat everybody, you know, the bigger fight. I think that's why.
You were there when he fought Stipe. Were you impressed with what he did to Stipe?
We
or
were
were you?
No, we were.
You weren't there.
We saw the fight later.
You saw the. Were you impressed?
No, he was impressive. Win, impressive performance. The way that he threw that spinning kick. Anybody that's a beginner fight, look at that. No, that is hard.
Eddie Alvarez's team stopped his fight with Jeremy Stephens after the third round of BKFC Knucklemania 5 due to a significant jaw fracture. Despite being dropped twice, Alvarez tried to continue, but the damage was too severe. Alvarez shared that the pain was excruciating and acknowledged, "It wasn't my night, but bare knuckle is as real as it gets."
Ready? Mm-hmm.
Luke Rockhold and Daniel Cormier first met at American Kickboxing Academy, where they had an intense sparring session. Despite the fierce beginnings, their bombs helped them become UFC world champions.
The moment DC walked into the gym, I called him out for a sparring match, and we went fucking toe to toe and tried to take each other's heads off. You know, it's the same fucking thing. I like testing new talent. And there's always new talent. There's always the toughest guys in the world, and so AK was awesome. I mean, obviously, everybody we had was great.
Bo Nickel inadvertently revealed during an interview that Ilia Topuria's next title defense might be against featherweight champion Alexander Volkanovski. Nickel mentioned Topuria is fighting Volkanovski next, before quickly realizing his slip-up. There's been no official confirmation from the UFC yet.
But they just announced Ilia and Volk.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
that's dope.
UFC 3.
When?
April 3/14, I think.
No, not third. I'm thinking of the rematch. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ilia and Volk, or Ilia and Islam would be sick. Yeah. I don't know about Ilia and Volk rematch. I mean, I get it. Volk had to rematch Holloway a bunch of times.
That was a clean knockout though.
He knocked him out clean. Bad. I think I love Volk. He's great. I don't see a path to victory there for him, really.
I don't know if that was announced.
No, it's official. I know for a fact. I don't know that it was announced for a fact, but I know it's happening for a fact.
Inside source.
It's been announced.
I'm announcing it.
I like Volk. I like.
He's great.
That.
He's the man. Yeah. That could. I might fight on that card. That's the card I'm trying to fight on.
Nice.
Yeah, April, Miami.
Sick.
Against
you.
Aljamain Sterling believes his friend and teammate Merab Brozvili will surpass his record for the most UFC title defenses at bantamweight and can become the bantamweight GOAT.
Who do you think is the greatest in your opinion at 135? Because, I mean, you can make a case for both, right?
You can definitely make a case for both. I would say all three between myself, Cruz, and Merab. The one thing with Cruz, obviously he doesn't have the most title defenses in UFC history, but in WC history, him coming over, unifying the belts, I think there's something to be said about that. So if people were fans from back then, I mean, obviously if you're just counting the UFC, it just depends on what people value, you know? So it just really depends on that. And I think maybe one more defense, and Merab's, I would think, the clear front runner for that. I mean, he's beaten all the former champs already. I've beaten 4 champs. He's beaten 4 former champs now. I mean, who else is there left for him to beat? I mean, he's cleaned up the division already. And I think at this point, he kind of needs some new blood. And if not, maybe run it back with Peter Yan and remove all doubt once again, because obviously Jan built himself back up, but just show the people why he is who he says he is. I thought it was 4-1 easily. And with that said, who's his next toughest challenger? I mean, he 50-45 Piotr Jan, who's a tough dude. Obviously, he's looked incredible in his last few fights, but I just think the gas tank is such a weapon. I told him, if you want to be the champ for a while, you will be the champ for a while, and you will break my record. It's just up to you. The only person who can beat you is yourself. I truly do believe that.
Jeremy Stephens announced he's a free agent following his victory over Eddie Alvarez at BKFC Nephelmania 5. After the win, Stephens remarked, "You paid the wrong man," and said his promoter was betting against him and hoping Eddie won.
Going, I'm the one that doesn't have a contract right now, big dog, and yet I'm still working. So I could either go with UFC down that route, bare knuckle, boxing. I mean, I'm a prize fighter.
You're a free agent right now. You don't have another fight on your deal.
I don't. Bro, did I just not tell you, bro? I just signed a contract Thursday.
No, I thought the contract was like the bout agreement. I didn't realize it's your actual contract.
Yeah, welcome to the fucking wild ride of the heathen, bro. This is it. This is life right now.
Oh my God.
I'm really being authentic, bro. You got me crying on your fucking show. I'm telling you I'm telling you truthful, dog. I have no fucking restrictions. No one can take my freedom of fucking speech. I'm my own man, dude.
I appreciate
I'm talking for myself. I have no contract. I've with BKFC, bro. I just told you my promoters were against me. He just called me. I don't have a contract with him. He was betting against me. He just told me that, yeah, we thought Eddie was gonna win, bro.
Wow.
We were betting on him. You paid the wrong fucking man. This is what I'm trying to tell you live on the fucking show. No better here place than now. This is real shit. You got me crying on this motherfucker.
I appreciate it. Merab Dvalishvili and Peter Yan will clash as coaches on the Rest of Reality series Height Reality. Currently, both have been performing well, with Dvalishvili defeating Umar Nurmagomedov in his first title defense, and Yan securing recent victories to re-establish the title contention. KAMARU Usman said that the Three Kings became the Four Horsemen after DRICUS du Plessis became the fourth African UFC champion.
DRICUS du Plessis is the fourth African champion. So there's four horsemen. We've moved on from the Three Kings to where now it's four horsemen. I saw the debate, very untasteful, because this is how division is continuously perpetuated. Was Israel born in Africa? Yes. Was he raised in Africa? Yes. Until his family moving him out to look for an opportunity. I understand it was a whole marketing thing for du Plessis, which he might have not necessarily meant it the way that Israel might have taken it all the way, but you have to be careful because it's dangerous. And that's why hopefully we can get DRICUS on the show. He could talk more about that and clarify that, because I feel like people are twisting his word to where everyone is carrying on that, hey, DRICUS is an African champion. He's the African champion, because everybody wants to be funny.
That's all for today. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for more MMA content. And if you missed yesterday's news, click the video on the screen to get caught up.